I did my best to copy my instructor. I'm doing my best to copy Jesus. I'm just doing my best to imitate him. How do you imitate God? Be imitators of God. Copy him. Follow his example. As well-beloved children imitate their father and walk in love. That's the key right there. That's the key. That's the key. Now, I'm going to say something to you that most people can't understand how this could be. Very, very, very close friend of mine. He's in heaven now. F-100 pilot, flew in the Mystic Squadron. Later, he and I, you know, Steve, compared to those guys, I don't know how to fly. No, Pete Ford, Pete, the top guy in F-15s before he left the Air Force, and close friend, and he's on our board now, one of my favorite of all people. Compared to Pete Ford, I just waller around in the sky, These guys are good. And shadow Ford. That means he gets on your six. It's like trying to get rid of your shadow. Anyway. And Hugh, there was a mission plan. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. He started having a dream. Kept dreaming it over and over and over to the point where it was just about to drive him nuts. Well, this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and it finally quit. The mission that they were assigned, they said you could have as much as 50% casualties in this. This is bad. They came off of the tankers, went in, and he was telling people where gun emplacements were, and I'm flying that dream. He didn't lose anybody. The guys that got shot down, he knew where they were. But now let me tell you what he did. Now he's a born again guy. He wasn't spirit filled at that point, but he knew God. And he considered himself like a warrior like David, and you can't kill me. Now they would go in and they would bomb, just rip runways apart. And the minute they're out of sight, thousands of Chinese would come in there and they'd fix the runway. It'd be operational again in a few days. And he said, I lay in my bunk at night figuring out what I need to do is kill a bunch of those Chinese. So he said, I laid there in my bunk figuring out a way to kill those people. So he said, we went in and bombed, but he said, I had my second squad waiting at altitude. When all the Chinamen got out there, he said, we went in there. So then he came out of the Air Force, and he was having problems. He started to go with their airlines, and he was really having problems. And he went to my mother's prayer group. And George, Mother laid hands on him. She said, young man, there's a spirit of murder on you. And he said, at first I thought, that woman's crazy. She said, there's a spirit of murder on you. You laid and figured out how to kill a bunch of people. He said, I did it. I hated those people. And he said, she cast that spirit out of me. And he said, it was like such freedom. How can you fight a war and not hate people? Let me explain it. You have to be covenant aware. Pray for those that despitefully use and persecute you. I am in covenant with Gloria Jean Copeland to take care of her, cherish her till the day we die. And I'm going to do that. I have a covenant with her. I'm very covenant-minded about it. But you come to hinder her. Now, I don't hate you. God loves you. I love you because I have to. But I mean it. I'm not in love with you, but God loves you and I love you. I don't hate you. I'm not going to let you hurt her. If it comes to it, I'll kill you graveyard dead and sleep like a baby. Because I know what the book of Numbers says. Not the soldier's psalm, but the soldier's promise. You go to war armed by me. And I'm paraphrasing. And you take out my enemy. You will return and you will be guiltless before God and before the nation. Don't you wish a lot of guys had known that? What that would have done, that gets rid of the PTSD. If you know how to bleed for it. And you just don't let that happen. I'm not, no. I go right there in the book of Numbers. And I'm, I love you because God loves you. I don't hate you. But if I have to, if I need to protect my wife or to protect my country, I'll take care of business. I don't like that. Thank God I never had to do it. I was in it at a time when there wasn't a war. Irritated me. I love this country more than I love my life. And I didn't have a war.